Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to Project Peter. Today may be the last video on the project. MOT is next week. We'll be filming when we get back from that and give you the result on that. But for the time being, we're going to have a go and see if we can fix this bonnet. Let's do it, let's get on with it. So as you know, we've already straightened it as much as we can. There is little divots there which need to be filled. We need to rub this area down and get the paint out, the chipped paint out, get some filler in the divots, let that go off, sand it down, probably need some more filler, and then we'll probably go with a final coat of dolphin glaze over it eventually. And then we'll get some primer on it. I don't suppose, but we're not going to get all that done today. I'm going to let the filler go off probably overnight, and then we'll come and do it tomorrow or possibly on Monday. But for now, we're going to do what we can, see if we can repair it as best we can. And after we've done that, while the filler's going off, we're going to have a look, see if we can figure out what's going on with this electric mirror that's not working. So I'm going to set you up on time lapse for this. We'll get as much of it filmed as we can, do as much as we can, and then we'll come back and show you the result. Let's do it. Right, so that's filled. I just wanted to mention something that was mentioned to me when I went to see the body shop guy the other day, the one I mentioned where the Project Barry's going in to have it professionally done. I talked to him about it, and he was sort of laughing at the job that I've made of it, as you would do when you're a professional looking at an amateur doing stuff, especially when you don't do it very well. And he sort of gave me a little bit of guidance, and he basically said to me, look, what you need to do, and I think this might be where I've gone wrong in the past, is he said you only use dolphin glaze at the last second, because that's just for doing a very, very light skim, which I knew about. But he said, well, so what you need to do to stop it from showing, he said, what you need to do is you need to fill the hole, and then once you've done that and you've sanded it down, you then do a spread over. That way that hides. But what I've always done in the past is I've filled the hole and then I've sort of continued to do a skim. And I think that's probably where I've gone wrong. So as you can see here, there was a hole here. I've filled that hole and done nothing more. Once that's gone off, I will sand that back, feel it. If it needs any more, I'll get some more in there. Sand that back. Once I'm happy with the level, I will sand it back again. I'll get the old black stuff over it. I forgot what you call it, indicator spray, whatever it is. I've got the powder. Sand it to get it nice and flat. Obviously we'll come back up here somewhere. For paint we'll come back sort of here-ish, and then we'll blend it in over here, and then when we do the clear coat we'll blend the clear coat in over here, and hopefully it'll match. And we'll put a final, so this here is smooth. I mean it's rough because it's rough metal there, but you know, once I get some dolphin glaze over, see there's a couple of tiny little nicks there. The dolphin glaze will fill that, and we'll do a little coat of dolphin glaze over that, feather it out, sand that all back, and see if we can do a better job than normal. So that was really handy talking to him. Could do with getting all those bits off really, because I'm going to have to sand those when they're dry if we can get rid of them first. So yeah, so that's the plan. So that looks nice and flat there, relatively, once it's all sanded down. Yeah, anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. I'm not going to attack this, and I'm probably going to leave this for the rest of the day. I might sand it back once and see if it needs any more filler, but at the moment what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the car back a little bit, and I'm going to have a look at this plug, because I've got a feeling it's the plug that's causing the issue with the electric window. I want to see if I can sort it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to set you up to do that or not, but I'll give it a go. Let's see what we can do. Right, so I've tried it again. So what I've done, that didn't appear to be in properly. Now that is a little bit broken, this. Remember I squashed it in the door when I was taking the door off. So there is a possibility that I've messed this up. There is a possibility. It all seems to be intact there as far as, sorry, I wasn't even looking at it. It's intact as far as I could see. Now that didn't appear to be in there properly, so when you push that in, you have to push that on, that way around, push it on to keep that plug in place, which it is doing, but these are still not working. So what I've done is I've got up into the loft where I put all the bits and pieces off this door, and I've got the old one. So what I want to try and do is rule out the fact that it's the loom in the door. Now, I don't know which wiring. There's so many wires in this. I don't know how many. I don't know what is the live. That's the problem. And we know it's not. We know it's not the switch because the one the other side is working. I say it's not the switch. It could be the switch still, couldn't it? But is it? If it was the switch, is it likely to be both switches for this side? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tricky one. So what I've done, so I'll say I've got this out. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to plug this into there, and then I'm going to plug the corresponding wire, whichever one it is, into here, and then try that and see if that works. If it does, then we know it's the loom in the car, and I sort of hope it is, because if that is damaged in some way, it's a lot more difficult to replace that than it would be to replace the loom. For one, it's difficult to get to, and you've got to try and join all those wires. There's quite a lot of them, and I don't know which pin it is. That's the problem. So let's try that. I can't film it because I'm in this little enclosed space and I just can't do it. So I'm gonna do it, and then we'll test it and see if it works. Right, ignition's on. So that's plugged into there. That's plugged into there. Let's try it. Oh, it's working. Oh, that's interesting though. The right one's not. Oh, that is interesting. Now, why is the left working, but the right not? Oh, I really thought that was going to work then. Hang on. I can hear the pigeon would stop cawing. I can hear the relay clicking when I'm clicking the button, but it's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? Oh, hang on a minute. No, of course it won't. It's not connected to that. Hang on a minute. No, I'm confused now. Yes, it is. It's connected to the car, isn't it? But it's not connected to this door. Of course, it's not connected to this door at all. But it's connected to that one, and we can hear it clicking. So that means that it has to be the loom, doesn't it? It has to be. I can hear the click. Couldn't hear that before. You've got a doubt if you'll be able to hear it. Can you hear it? Probably not. But it's coming from the fuse box, I can hear it. And the other side works, as you can hear. Because, of course, the other side is connected to the other door via the loom. This door's not connected. So, I think... Or is it just that this is pushed in better? I mean, I would rather it be the loom, because I just got to take the door card off and change the loom. So I think what I need to do, I'm going to try plugging it back into here again, just one more time, and see if I can plug it in. Because when this is loose like this, it pushes in nicely. When it's against here, it's not so much. I mean, could they be different? Could this door be different to the loom that's on it? Well, it came off of a pop star of the same year, and it looks the same. I don't see as it could be different, but it's a possibility, I suppose. I think we need to try it, don't we? I'm going to plug that back into there again and try it again. Turn the ignition off. And if that don't work, I'm going to take the door card off and try swapping the looms over again, see what happens. No, it's not working still. So what I did is I connected it back up. I put this in and I just kept my hand on it like that, so it's fully to the hilt, and it's still not working. So it's got to be the loom that's on this door. It's got to be. which I'm sort of pleased about, because that, as I say, that's easier to do. So I'm going to have to take this off. Wasn't expecting to have to do that, but let's do it. Let's get it off, let's get it changed, and then we'll try again. I'm not going to film it because you've already seen me doing all this. So yeah, let's do it. Right, so what I've done, as you can see, I've had to peel that back. Job and a half to get out, but I managed to do it in the end. I've got the new loom connected there, and I've just got it connected to the switch. What I just need to do is connect it up to the mirror motor, which is going to be that one, I think. That's the lock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. I can't do it one-handed. I'm just going to connect that up, and then we're going to reconnect the battery and then try it, and I reckon it'll work. I had a thought actually. What I reckon, although this did come out of a pop, I'm pretty sure this came out of a pop star. I'm sure that's what they said, but this one hasn't got electric windows in the back, whereas the other one, some of them do have electric windows in the back, and they have a four-way switch. I'm wondering if this loom or this door was off of one that had back winders and the wiring's different. So there's not actually anything wrong with it. It's the fact that it's the wrong one. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. I'll just connect that up and then we'll connect the battery and see what happens. Well, we've got a bit of a problem here. Okay, so the loom that came off of the car, the loom that came off of this door has got that type of plug for the motor. The loom that came off of the car has that type of motor with only 2 wires. That's different, completely different. So I think I'm going to have to swap. Oh God, what a pain. I'm going to have to swap the, what do you call it, the bloody, this, regulator. Now, the regulator that came off of the car is up in the loft, so I'm just going to have to disconnect the window from it, and you know what happens in the little cars, it breaks. Now I think because the window was smashed in the other one, I don't think it's broken, I think it's in one piece, but that's the only thing I can do. Oh, what a pain. Can you believe it? It's different. Why would they do that? So obviously I can understand if it operates the rear windows, but you can't operate the front ones from the rear. So why would the power wire be different? That is ridiculous. I'm just gonna have to get in the loft and do it. Okay, got to do it, haven't we? Let's go and do it. There you can see, it's just a 2-pronged one. They are different. Why on earth are they different? I don't understand. Same year car, same trim level as far as I know. That's got to be the reason, hasn't it? So this is the bit that normally breaks. Because the window was smashed on this, it hasn't been broken. So the windscreen guy, Paul, taught me a little trick when he came once about putting an old number plate in there to push that out of the way to get the glass to release without breaking it. And we did actually try it on an old door and it didn't work, but he says it does work doing that, so I'm going to give that a try. Just shoving a number plate down here to release it. So I'm going to have to unscrew all that. As I say, I can't really do that on here. So we basically, it's relatively easy. Keep the glass up, undo the 3 bolts, release the glass, and hopefully the reverse for fitting. And then it'll be a matter of just wiring it up. I don't think any of the other wires are going to be different, because nothing else would be different. It's only the window mechanisms. Don't understand why, but it's got to be it, isn't it? I couldn't believe it. I thought, I'm sure it's that plug, and it just didn't fit. That's why. Right, let's get a spanner and see if we can get this glass released. Wish I could have filmed it, but I did the old trick with the number plate. It worked. Now I was trying to get the number plate in that side and it wasn't working. Then I realised it gets to go from the other side. And it's actually worked. It was a pig of a job, but I managed to get it out without breaking it. Absolute pig of a job. So now, that's the old one, as you can see, completely different plug. Now we have to assume that this one works. Goes up that way, doesn't it? Yeah, so we need to get this one in, feed it into the glass, or feed the glass into it, And do the same on this. No, which way around does it go? That way around, yeah, that way around. Yeah, the plug's in actually, the plug actually faces a different direction. Yeah. Yeah, isn't it weird the way that they've changed it from a car that's the same model in the same year. Right, let's do it. Okay, I'm not sure how much you're going to see of this, but I've got to get this number plate out now. And I've got to try and stop this glass from falling as well. Oh, that's come out. Oh. Better going that way. Let me go around the other side. Okay, so that glass has come out of the channel. That needs to go back in. God, this is not easy, it really isn't. I don't know the best way of doing this. I could do with this coming off. I can't get it off. Yeah, that's a pain with the glass coming out of the channel. Not sure if that's gone back in or not. I think it has actually. Yeah, I think so. Can't really tell from here, but I think it's in the channel. Yeah, I believe so. Have a look around the other side. Yeah, good. Right. Now then, is that going to stay if I let go? No. Oh, it hasn't gone in. No. Oh, I don't know. Okay, how am I going to do this? Right. I need two pairs of hands. Let me. Right, you need to shove it over. Shove it. You can't get it. There's not enough holes in this to get your hands in. I need to get that. It's got the bit. Remember the bit of plastic that's on there, and I can't get it to go into the channel. Oh, I just can't do it. When I do get it in there, of course, I've got to make sure that the glass doesn't fall. No, it's not in the channel. It's got to go into that channel with the little bit of plastic. Right, I'm going to fiddle around with this. I can't film all of this. Oops, it's crazy. See that little bit of plastic there? That needs to go in the channel. Right, within seconds of doing that, I managed to get it into the channel. So I think it's in the correct place. I've lost my torch. My torch is here somewhere and I can't for the life of me find it. It's not in the bottom of the door. So I need to do these bolts up, keeping that in place, and then I need to, hopefully the glass should just slot in to the channel. I can't think where my torch has gone. It just seems to have disappeared. I have to get the other one. So I want to have a look using my mirror. Trying to keep my dirty hands off the car seats. Where the hell's it gone? Let's get the other torch. Oh no, here it is, look. Oh, Jesus. He won't help you. Right. Okay, so where's my mirror? First time I've ever used this. So hopefully oh, okay. So this mirror housing, I think what I need to do, this mirror housing is part of the way down. So do I put the glass, bring the glass down and let it go into that? Let's try that. There we go, there you go. It's in. Makes a horrible noise, but it's in. we're getting there. We are getting there. Really wasn't expecting to have to do this. Okay, I think what we need to do now, if I do what I was originally going to do, and wire this this other loom, which is partially wired, plug it into so that's the door, and that is this, which goes on there like so. Or is it the other way? Yeah, no, that was that way. Like that. Plug that back into the switch, and then hopefully that's going to work now. Let's get my torch out of the way. Don't want anything in the way to interfere with it. Right, let's try it. So we connect the battery. Right, fingers crossed this mirror goes up and down now. No, it's not. Why? Oh man. Oh, I haven't got the ignition on. Oh, it's turning into one of those days. We all have them from time to time. Right. Yay! Bit scrapey there for some reason. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that's... I thought I might have some of the broken glass in the runner, but it hasn't actually got a runner as such, has it? Other one? Yeah. Yes. Doesn't seem to go all the way down for some reason. I don't care about that. Right. Okay. Turn it off. Right, disconnect the battery and then we'll unplug that and then we'll feed it all back in. Feed the loom in where it's meant to live, and then hopefully that'll be it. Right, it's done. Pull back together. I've got one problem. There's something in there flapping about. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's the cable. I think that probably clips in somewhere and I've forgotten to clip it in. So it's flapping about. The cable that opens the door. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Bloody door card will have to come off again. Never mind. These things are sent to try us. But yeah, it's all working now. Absolute pain in the backside. Who would have thought it, eh, that it was different? Is that scratch, that glass? No, it's the tape. Looks like sticky tape on it. I bet that's off the number plate. I'll have to try and get that off, whatever that is. I need to take this off. I couldn't get it off. Yeah, I'll have to get that off because I need to get that sticky. I think it's just one of the sticky pads that's come off a little bit onto the glass. I think that's what it is. This window's filthy as well. Anyway, never mind. At least it's done now. So I just need to take that door card off and sort that out. But yeah, apart from that, it's good. All good. I'm going to get the card back into the position on the drive. There's a bit of a divot there still, so I'm going to whack some more filler in there. Put another coat of filler over that. You can still feel it. Obviously, when you're doing it, you can't run your fingers across it because you'll mess it up. So it's only a little bit, but the whole point of doing it is that there's no dents in it. So provided it looks all right once it's painted, I think it's going to work. So that's good. Another job done. Anyway, I'm glad I got that mirror sorted out. Just wasn't what I was expecting, but never mind, we've done it now. So what else? What else we got to do apart from finishing that off? We've got to touch up the rest of the paint. There's a bit. Oh yeah, we've got to paint that as well, haven't we? Oh, actually, I wonder if that's going to. You know what? I wonder if I can just touch that up and polish that, because there's nothing apart from that little bit there. This is just scratches. I reckon I might even be able to polish that, you know, rather than painting it, because I don't want a chance it being different. I know I've got to paint that. Actually, well, yeah, what I'll do, I'll paint that first and see how it comes out, see how it matches, and then decide what to do about that. But I'll have a go at polishing that up in the meantime anyway, just touching in those little bits. I think that'll be sufficient, you know. Got to touch that up, polish, well actually that'll polish out I reckon, polish that out. Do this bit on the back again still, sort that out. I think that's pretty much it then, you know. Good clean up on the inside. It should be MOT passable now, I think. And then, yeah, as long as it passes the MOT okay, we'll give it a final clean up once we've got that bonnet finished and get it up for sale. So it's not been very long, so as I say, I do anticipate this being the last video. Quick turnaround, nice quick turnaround. It's got its new tyres on. So yeah, fingers crossed and hope we can sell it. Obviously, you've been very supportive on what you've said, most of you. More supportive than I have actually. A lot of you have said it's a good engine, it's a good car, it's a low mileage. Obviously I haven't taken it for a spin yet, so I don't know whether there's any issues with the gearbox. Hopefully not. A lot of you have said that the issues tend to be on these when they're high mileage. Someone did say that due to potential issues with these gearboxes later on, hopefully later on in the life of this car, it would probably be worthwhile when you're changing doing the service and changing the oil, is to change the gearbox oil as well. I think that's probably a wise idea actually. If that helps, if that's going to help, longevity of the gearbox, then why not? Why not, indeed. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll be back. I'm just going to put the car back in position. I'm just going to do a little bit more filling on that bit, and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back in this video, but it'll be next week when we get the MOT done, and obviously when we carry on with that. That will, obviously I'm going to do that before the MOT, so we probably will see you before then. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you soon. Right, we're back. Morning. It's a coldish, windy-ish, dreary day today. I am working today, but I thought I would spend the next half hour or so and carry on with this. It's going to need some dolphin glaze on it. That's pretty smooth now. I say smooth, you know, I mean it's not, I can't feel a divot in it. There's a couple of little marks there, which I'm gonna go over this area with some dolphin glaze. But I want to get this rubbed down and probably get the dolphin glaze on, and then tomorrow I'll come out and we'll see if we can get this finished tomorrow morning. Yeah, hopefully the weather will be a little bit better tomorrow. So it is quite chilly today. That didn't take long. So I've just gone over that. I bought these new little sanding blocks. They're really good. Little hand ones. Got a little round one like that, and one like that. We've got the old Velcro backing type thing. Really good. Really comfortable to hold. They're soft as well, they're squidgy. Yeah, I like them, they're nice. So yeah, so I've gone over that with a 400, which is taking it down. It's nice and smooth now. So I'm just going to put some dolphin glaze over that now, and then hopefully that will be, oh no, that needs a little bit of extra there, missed that bit. Yeah, a bit of dolphin glaze over it, and I think that'll probably be enough. It might need a couple of coats of dolphin glaze, but hopefully it'll be enough, and then we can get it in primer. I don't think we'll be getting that done today, because obviously the dolphin glaze has got to go off and I'll have to start working less than an hour and a half, so that ain't going to happen, I don't think. But you never know, we might get some on, fingers crossed. But yeah, let's do that. Right, there you go, there's a little layer of dolphin glaze over the top, so hopefully that should have filled in all the little nooks and crannies. Yeah, so we'll probably leave that till the morning actually. I might come out here at lunchtime and give it another sand, and then I can put some more dolphin glaze over it if necessary. But yeah, it's looking good actually. I'm pleased with it so far, considering how it was. Yeah, it's looking all right. The tester will obviously be once I get the paint on, and see if it if it's all hidden and we can't see any of that damage, which is always the thing. And two is to whether the paint matches, which is always a bit of a gamble. I did do a little spray card, because the can of paint I've got here for this colour, I'd written on it to orange. Now that was obviously for a different car, but putting that there, it's difficult. I mean, if I'm looking through the camera, it looks completely different, but when I put it there, it's looking pretty similar actually, so I'm just hoping that it works. If it don't work, I'll get some more paint. I forgot a feel, I'm not sure, but I've got a feeling that paint that I've said is too orange, that was when, if you remember going back to, that was the car project, what was it called? Ruby, was it? It was the red Sport where I had the dented in sill, top sill inside the door, and I filled that, I pulled it out with a welding machine, I filled it all and so on and so forth, painted it, and I used direct gloss. I've got a feeling that was direct gloss. I don't use direct gloss anymore, but even though it's direct gloss, you can still lacquer over it, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I wasn't happy with the direct gloss finish, so hence why I stopped using it. But it says on the can too orange, but that was for that car, not for this car. So cars are about the same age actually. But I don't think I've got any other of that. I'll have another look actually. I might have some more of that colour because I'd rather use one that doesn't say too orange on the can lid. But yeah, let's hope let's just hope it matches. Fingers crossed. We'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, we'll be back. Right, I've been out here about an hour today. I didn't film every little stage. I thought I haven't finished yet. I've got one more coat of clear. It's a little bit orange peely, and there are a few little nibs in it as well, unfortunately, depending on where you stand. Colour match isn't too bad. Hopefully, once it's polished up. Bearing in mind, I did polish that side of the bonnet the other day, but I haven't done this side because I put a bit of tape down the middle. Hopefully, the colour will match okay and won't notice too much. So I've obviously repaired that bit. I've blended it into there. Hopefully I've blended it in enough, and it's just a matter of one more thick coat of clear coat, and then we'll leave it till tomorrow and come out and give it a polish. MOT day tomorrow, 10:45 tomorrow. Nervous moment, hopefully it's going to pass. I haven't even driven it yet. I am going to swap the insurance over from Project Barry today, because Project Barry is currently in the paint shop. Should be getting that back this week, or the end of this week. Yeah, so obviously I need to take it for a spin. So once I've done this and I've left it a couple of hours, just to make sure it's gone off properly, I'll remove everything, and then we'll swap the insurance over and we'll take it out for a spin, see how it goes. But yeah, I'm relatively pleased with it. It's not bad. There are a couple of tiny little bits depending on where you stand, but I think it's not bad. The bit that I was most concerned about was the biggest bit, where the dent is. You cannot see that at all. There's a couple of tiny little ridges down there that you can still see, and I did see them, and I rubbed them back when they were in primer, and they disappeared, and you couldn't feel them, but you can just about see them. But yeah, the big bit. So remember the little tip that I got from the paint shop about fill the hole and then dolphin glaze, not fill the hole and spread. It seems to have paid off. Does seem to have paid off. The one thing I don't like doing, and I could have sort of done this better by putting the bonnet up, is I don't like spraying at angles like that. I much prefer to spray that way. Much prefer. And I didn't have much paint left. That might be why we got the little nibs in there, because I'm hoping that I can polish the bumper up, which is hidden at the moment, apart from touching up the little bits. Otherwise I need to buy another can of paint, which I was trying to avoid doing. If I don't need to, I don't need to, which would be perfect, because the cracks on there are just in the clear coat, so maybe I might even just have to give it some clear. But I think that's probably what those bits in it are, where I'm low on paint, and it was probably spitting or something a little bit. But it's not too bad. I think once it's polished up, it'll be much better. It's just as long as it matches. So we can see that there, so I've got to go into that more with the final coat, and then we'll get the old trade spray on it and blend the two together. It normally works, that trade spray. Not straight away, it takes a little while before it seems to take effect, but it is a bit speckly at the moment. But yeah, I'm relatively pleased with it. Better than having to buy a new bonnet, and let's just hope it's sufficient and it looks alright. Looks better from here, where you haven't got the sun glaring off of it. But you can see a difference in the paint colour, I have to say. And remember I said this was a bit on the orangey side? It does look a little bit orangey. But we'll go with it, see what happens. If it's no good, we'll redo it. We'll get another can of paint and redo it. Yeah. Maybe it's, as I say, this paint is the direct gloss as well. Whether that makes a difference, it shouldn't do, of course. But it does look more orange than red, I have to say, which was what the problem was with on the other red car. But we'll see what it's like. As I say, I've got to order some paint on Friday, so if I have to rub it back again, do another coat of red on it, I'll do that. But I'm relatively pleased with it. We'll see how it comes out. Right, so we're done for now. Going to leave it till tomorrow and then polish the entire bonnet and that. So I don't know whether it's any good or not. It's again, I don't know. It always looks different through the camera, depending on where you look. I don't know. Possibly a little bit orange. Once we've all polished it up, we'll see what it looks like then. I'm going to wet sand it as well because it is very orange peely. So I'm going to wet sand it tomorrow, and then we'll polish it to within an inch of its life and see what it looks like. As I say, if I have to get another can of paint, that's what I'll do. We don't want it multiple colours. I mean, again, it's fresh paint. You know, when I did this car up here, which is being collected by Sean tomorrow. So by the time you see this video, he's got it and he's going to be back in the Isle of Wight. When I did this, that wheel arch looked completely different colour, and now it's blended in a bit more. You can still see it, but I think the rest of the car needs a clay. But it sort of seems to have blended in over the last few weeks since I've done it. And I'm hoping the same applies to this. It's brand new paint, isn't it? It's brand new paint on oxidised old paint. So I've done those as well, sanded those down, touched them in. Tomorrow I will sand them and polish those as well. Hopefully that will disappear. But it needs a good clean and it needs a good polish. So hopefully, as I say, if I need to repaint that, I'll do it. But I'm happy with the repair. I am happy with the repair, although it's not perfect. It's better than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, so what we'll do is you're not going to see me again now tomorrow, until tomorrow. So when we get back from the MOT tomorrow, I will let you know how we got on, fingers crossed. Right, I've just taken it for a spin, a couple of miles. Yeah, it goes all right. It was, I did notice to start with, it was smoking a bit, but I don't know if just where it's not been, run for very long. I looked in my mirror going down a little bit of a hill with a cyclist behind me, and yeah, it was a bit on the smoky side. But when I got to the bottom of that hill and then went round and roundabout and came back up, it was all right, and it was all right ever since. So I don't know, maybe, as I say, maybe it was just a little build up and it needed a bit of a run, which I've now done. And because you can see, I've put some custom fit mats in, front and back, and it is now ready for the MOT tomorrow. So fingers crossed it passes. That had me worried when I saw that smoke. I thought, oh dear, emissions. But you never know, it might fail on emissions. We'll see, won't we? We'll soon find out. I'm going to give it a wash in a minute, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to come out and polish that bonnet before we go to the MOT for 10:45. So I keep saying I'll see you on MOT day. I will now definitely see you tomorrow on MOT day, and we'll see how it goes. Right, I am back from the MOT, and it failed. And I'll tell you what it failed on. That's the bad news. The good news, that's not working. So the new wing, it was working. It was working when I put it in. I checked it. So it's either come out, I've got no warning lights, it's either come out and fallen down inside, or the bulb's gone. I'll have to see if I can look through the lens and see if I can actually see the bulb. Because obviously I want to get this out. In fact, can I do it with my fingers now? No, probably not. So I'm going to have a look. Annoying. He said if I can go back before 4 o'clock today, he'll do it himself. I am expecting Sean within the next hour. So I'll probably go down after Sean's gone and get it done. So hopefully by the end of the day we should have a pass. But how annoying is that? But it's good, there's nothing else. Right, that was a bit of a pain in the what's it. I ended up, I had super glued it on, but I couldn't get to the wire. So I thought what I'm just going to do, I'm going to break it off, because I couldn't get it out for some reason, but I thought I'd break it off and then put a new one in, which I've done. But it was a bit of a dodgy, although the bulb had fallen down inside, I had to jack the car up, take that side of the wheel arch liner off, and get my hand up there to feed it through. Just couldn't fish it out, unfortunately. And it was a bit of a dodgy connection. So luckily I've got a load of those. So I cut the wire off and soldered on a new one, which was a nuisance in itself. But now I've got bulbs everywhere. But it's done now, thankfully. Tested and working. So this afternoon, about 4 o'clock, I'm going to go down and see if I can get the MOT sorted out, and then that'll be that. And then we can just get the bits and pieces finished off, and then this one can go up for sale. Yeah, so I'll come back when we get back from the MOT, and well, it will pass, unless something's fallen off of it in the meantime. It should pass, shouldn't it? That was the only thing that it failed on. So yeah, see you in a bit. Right, we're back. I got there at just before 4 o'clock, and there was a car in the bay, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to have to wait. Went in and said, yep, failed me on a light bulb. I know it's going to take a minimum of 20 minutes. He said, no, it won't. No, it'll take 2 minutes. Gave him the keys. 3 minutes later, I got a nice pass certificate. So I literally just checked the bulb and then produced a certificate, which I always thought they had to do a minimum of 20 minutes. So there it is. A nice pass, and I stuck 10 quid's worth of diesel, or rather £10 and a penny of diesel. I really had to think about it, putting diesel in. It's not often I put diesel in a vehicle. So yeah, so that's it really. I'm still not happy with the way that door closes. I think I'm going to take the door off again and move those hinges over just slightly a bit more, because I think the gap is too big here, and it is catching, and I've tried adjusting things and it's not helping, and I want to get it perfect, and it's not at the moment. It's nearly there, but those hinges just need to be loosened off and yeah, brought forward a little bit, and I can't do that unfortunately when the door on. I can't get a spanner in there. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but the heavens are going to open very shortly, and it's going to throw it down, and we got some thunder in the background which is coming this way. It's a bit late. It was supposed to get here at 3 o'clock, but thankfully we've had a nice day today. Yeah, so that's it for now. As I say, I'm going to get. I put these on as well. I bought these from AliExpress, and I put them on earlier. I think they look nice, different, aren't they? Just playing around really. But yeah, it's all done. Apart from that, I do still have to polish this up, or attempt to polish it up, potentially re-lacquer it. I have cut and polished that, and it is not perfect, but it is much better. You can't see the join. And yeah, colour's not too bad. Could be better, but it's not too bad. But it looks alright. It's acceptable. Definitely acceptable. Yeah, pleased with that. It's just that bit left to do. So there is still a few little bits and pieces to do, and I will include it in this video, I think. It's just, yeah, it's just giving it, doing these little bits and pieces, readjusting that door, doing that, and then it'll be ready for sale, I think, and there will be nothing left to do. So we'll, as I say, we will do that in this video. So we'll be back next week. I'm going to get it booked in for a service somewhere, because as you know, I'm selling it with a warranty, and it needs to be serviced at a VAT registered garage. So I've got to find somewhere to service it, get that done, and then it'll be virtually done then, and we can attempt to sell it. That might be a challenge in itself, but we'll see. Anyway, I will see you probably at the end of next week, depending on when I get this serviced. So see you soon. Right, welcome back. A few days have passed. The car is now back from its service, and I took advice of several of you, and I had the actuator fluid for the gearbox changed. You can see the invoice sitting there on the bonnet. So let's just take a look at that. So, intermediate service, replace engine oil and filters, top up levels where necessary, check front brakes and road test vehicle, extract and replace gearbox actuator fluid. So the labour for doing the fluid was, including the VAT, was £67.20. Strange amount. Is it? Yeah, I don't know. Service. This is now. those of you who are professional mechanics and work in garages amongst you, tell me why this happens. I've seen this many times before on services. So the car takes 3.5 litres of oil. Why do the garages put long life oil, half a litre, and then charge you for 7 of them at £5.99 for half litre? So the oil has come, including the VAT, to £50. Why do they not just have larger cans and just use 3.5 litres? I never understand that. Why do they do it like that? So yeah, so everything else, so the grand total came to £232 and 10p. So that was an intermediate service and the actuator fluid. So the actuator fluid itself was only £8.92, half a litre. Not very much of that. So they didn't charge me for like a full bottle, they only charged me for half a litre. So yeah, that's it, done. So as I say, I took your advice on that. I will be selling the car with a warranty. But I did think about getting that done as well, and I know several of you suggested I did that. So the car is incredibly dirty and dusty, but it is finished. I say it's finished. There are just a couple of little things to do. I repaired this, and I've just got to rub it back, cut and polish it to get that back, and I think we've got to do the same on here as well. But apart from that, just a good wash. It's already clean on the inside. Clean the windows, etc, etc, and that's it. The job is done. Oops, my invoice is on the floor. So that's it, it's done. So yeah, quick project as I expected it to be. Oh, actually there is one other thing I've got to do. I've got to try and polish this, the little scratches on this, the cracking, see if I can polish it. If I can't, I'm going to cut it back and I'm going to just re-lacquer it. But the reason I'm completing the video now is because the video is about 40 minutes long, and I wanted to get it ready for tomorrow, so I won't be able to do this until tomorrow, and I won't have time to upload, save it to YouTube and publish it and so on for 5 o'clock tomorrow, so I thought I'd just do it now. So yeah, all complete. So just before I finish on this one, I just wanted to give you a little bit of info on a Grant at what was Salvage Flippers, and then turned into Grant Smart Repairs, I believe it was called. A lot of you have asked about him. And he disappeared off the face of the planet as regards YouTube, Instagram and so on. No one knew where he was. His business was shown as permanently closed. Because I bought a car from him, I had his number, so I dropped him a message. Didn't get a message back, and then out the blue, a couple of weeks later, I did get a message back from him saying, yes, I'm fine, mate, I've jacked it in. So basically he said he started tinkering around on the stock market, and he's now decided to do that permanently. So that's what he's doing now, but he is safe and well, so that's a good thing. So I just wanted to sling that in there because I know some of you were asking about him. So that's that. Yeah, back to the final bit on this project, and then we'll be done. Expected that was going to be a relatively quick project. It's taken a little while because I've not been working on that one solidly, and of course I had to get the new tyres on it all the way around. I had to get the MOT done. I then had to get it serviced, to get that actuator fluid done. So around work, all these things take time actually. So today is Tuesday. It was serviced on Friday. So this is the first opportunity I've had to be actually able to come out here and film the final bit. So yeah, so that's it. So hope you enjoyed this project. I probably won't do another one of these, but then again, it depends on how easy I can sell it. Bearing in mind, this is not ULEZ compliant, so I'm going to have to sell it outside of London. Some of you have said I won't have any trouble selling it. Let's hope you're right. I am going to advertise it on the Mums group, which is obviously in the ULEZ area, just in case, as someone said, you never know, they might have family or someone's moving out. So for what it's worth, I might as well whack it on there and see. And then I'll put it on eBay as well. I'm not putting it on Auto Trader, I don't like Auto Trader. Full of tyre kickers, but yeah, hopefully eBay. I've sold cars on eBay before I was advertising them on the Mums group, so hopefully that will it will sell on there okay, and I can either drive it or get it transported to anywhere in the country really for sort of, you know, cost price. But that's it anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this project. We're a little bit different. We have still got obviously the R-bath. You know about the R-bath now, so we'll be carrying on with that tomorrow once we've got this just up to scratch and cleaned. And other project wise, we have got another project that's coming back. I'm hoping it to be this week. But apart from that, I haven't got any more projects. So I'm not buying anything else at the moment. Of course, I am only just started work on our bath. I would like another project, but as I have possibly got this other project coming back, I don't want to buy anything until such time as I know when I'm getting it back. So yeah, we're just going to concentrate on this one for the time being, which means I can give it my undivided attention. But anyway, that's another story. That'll be your video for Sunday. So yeah, as always, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, click on the button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.